Arkansas has won no home losses rather, so something is going to have to give as we are underway. Float serve. Hogue sets it up for Gillen. The kill to start things off.
That's a nice way for Arkansas to start the game with a nice swing down the line. She's just setting up some shots for later today.
Gillen coming into the match needing 17 kills for 2,000 in her storied career. The graduate out of Stillwell, Kansas, whose name is all over this Razorbacks record book. Is Grome back set. Rutherford stuffed at the net.
What a great block. She dove into the seam. She got her feet there. If you look, her right hand goes in, and I think she gets it with her right hand, but the way she moved back into the court is textbook.
Taylor Head coming up with the block alongside Pettis. 2-0 Arkansas. Grome has to track it down, leaves it high, delay, goes finesse shot. Cartwright with the roll. Grome back over to delay, able to tool the block. She made that look easy.
I mean, delay for a freshman. Those are two sets that weren't perfect for her. She just found a way to be crafty. The first one got a free ball back at them, and then she found a way to tip the ball for a kill.
But what does it say about Delay's skill set that she's able to get a kill off of an imperfect set?
Yeah, she got her feet there, and she was creative.
Cartwright splits the defense. Point Razorbacks.
Cartwright has an amazing ability to swing at the ball and swing at all areas of the court. This is a nice cross-court swing and had some pace on it. Didn't have a lot of topspin. Look for her to switch it up as the match goes along.
Cartwright coming off a phenomenal match, her third double-double of the year, and it's an ace. Arkansas, the most aces in the conference, adding to that total there. It's Courtney Jackson, her 31st of the year.
And this is one of the best serving teams in the country, so it's going to be fun to watch today.
Arkansas well over 200 aces on the season. Grome, quick set out of the middle, Getzinger for the first time. Head going cross court. Nice defense by the Cats. Rutherford, the lefty, out of the right side. Cartwright down line, stopped. That was Tuzzo, pushed over from delay. Long point here in the first set. Nice dig from Grome. Rutherford again able to get the hands for the kill.
That was a nice high hand swing. That's a long rally. I expect to see a lot of those today. And to be honest, over the course of the match, Arkansas tends to do really well, and the longer the rally goes, they score well in transition.
Rutherford had 14 kills when these teams met a month ago in Lexington, had 26 in the first of two matches here inside this building a year ago as Audrey Whitworth, the serve sub, back in on the line. Middle attack, Pettis. Grome over to delay. Gillen able to get to it. Back set on the slide, Getzinger punched up from Hogue. Cartwright wants it. Grome slide again from Getzinger, but it's stuffed by Taylor Head out of bounds. Point Cats.
That's the second time she dove into the seam. This time she just missed it, landed out of bounds.
Two slide attacks from Getzinger in that point. 225 kills on the year coming into the match. Whitworth, short float serve, Head able to get to it. Has to play over the free ball. Grome looking for delay. Off the block, point Cats. That's 3 in a row. We're tied at 4.
Well, Kentucky watched some matches from earlier this week when Arkansas played Florida. Florida had the ability to serve short and give Arkansas some problems, and Arkansas knows they got to work on it.
Arkansas head coach Jason Watson did say that was a point of emphasis in practice this week, was practicing that short serve. That time Whitworth goes with a line drive. Hogue looking for Head. Bevan was there for the dig. Delay. Block back, point Razorbacks.
It's a nice block. Arkansas is diving in to when they get a high ball, when they feel like they're in a good situation. Their hands aren't just going over the net. They're really attacking and going to try to find the way to get the ball on the other side of the net.
No surprise that Delay drawing a double block every time that she set the ball. Coming in a team high 324 kills in her freshman season. Another quick set off the top of the hands. Gillen plays it forward. Cartwright out of the back row, too much.
I like how Cartwright went for that ball, though. She ripped it. She put a lot of speed on that ball. If she can score there out of the back row, that's really going to open up some stuff for Head on the outside in the middle in the game right now. Number 3, Sanaya Pettis.
Delay, the freshman out of Topeka, Kansas, rotating back on the service line. Tough line drive serve. Long set over to Head, into the block, played up by Jackson. Out of the back row, big rebound. Groom, delay, back row, blocked to the net, head, terminates. Point Razorbacks.
We're in for a treat. These girls are ripping at the ball. They are going at it on both sides of the net. They both won it. This is fun to watch.
Back and forth. It's just been the first 11 points of the match, and it could be a long way to go. 4 of the last 5 matches between these two teams have gone to 5 sets. The one that didn't was a 4-setter. So buckle in, folks. Lamb, tip, back. Kentucky running into each other, but still able to get the kill. That's Lamb on the outside.
Craig Skinner jumped off the bench on that one. That's 2 or 3 times Kentucky's just put the ball into the block, got an easy ball back, and one of the things he talked about was his transition kills of his team are a little underrated for most people, he thinks.
Aaron Lamb has been on a tear over the last 3 matches, hitting .414 with just under 3.3 kills per set. But Jill Gillen, she's always good for a kill.
Yeah, she just rotated up to the front row, got her feet there, nice high swing, it rattled through the block. Another aggressive swing.
Gillen named the SEC Offensive and Overall Player of the Week on Monday after leading Arkansas to a pair of 5-set wins last week. The first on the road at Ole Miss, and then a 5-set win over Florida in this building on Sunday. Groom for Lamb. Arkansas, Brian, they got to close that block in the front row.
Well, it was hard because they had a perfect pass by Kentucky, and I think that's a huge piece of this match is can Arkansas serve well enough to get them out of system? Because if Kentucky's in system, they are an offensive juggernaut. They have physicality, and they can put the ball away.
So what does Arkansas need to do, though, to pull Kentucky out of system from the service line?
Well, they're going to have to find who's struggling passing today, and they're going to have to put some pace on the ball and hit their spots and see what it's going to take to get them out of system today. Arkansas
was out of system on that swing. Kentucky in system, and you can see what Lamb can do with a good set.
Yeah, and there's another transition swing. I go back to Coach Skinner. We asked him, what was one of the things you feel like might be underrated about this team? And he said the ability to dig to kill in transition.
Second kill of the night for Lamb gives Kentucky their first lead. Short float serve, lands just out. Gillen watched it all the way until it hit the red on the Terraflex.
Well, maybe that's what Arkansas needs to get these short serves out of their system a little bit.
What's the best way to manage a short serve?
Communication, know it's coming, trying to figure out which servers are good at it on the other side of the net, and just get your feet there and talk about it as a team.
Hogue deep in the corner. Tracked down by Kentucky. Rutherford out of the back row. Hogue leaves it for Gillen. Cross court right into Bevan. Lamb wants it. Finesse shot. Back set. Cartwright. Cross court. Nice dig from Groom. Lamb pushing Bevan out of the way. Able to tool the block. 3rd kill already for Lamb.
She's having this is her 4th match in a row that she's been playing pretty well. Another dig to kill that we've been talking about. I know that every time that happens, the coaches are jumping up, so that's obviously something they've been focused on.
Lamb rotates out, but it was actually the match against Arkansas in Lexington that started this streak for Lamb. She only played 2 sets, but had 4 kills and 8 swings and has been on a tear since. Middle attack, Cartwright. How about the vision from Cartwright to drop it in the center?
Yeah, I think the ball got a little bit to the left of her, and she didn't have a lot that she could do with it. And that's a good rotation for Arkansas to get out of because Kentucky scores a lot of points when in that rotation.
When you say in that rotation, what do you mean about Kentucky and their point scoring ability?
Yeah, well, that's a rotation too. And when Tezzo goes back to the line, they are scoring points at a ridiculous clip. So I'm interested to see the matchup in that situation.
Well, Taylor can score points at a ridiculous clip as well as she sides out for the Cats. Eleanor Bevan, another short serve. Hogue leaving it for Cartwright. Delay with a head of steam. Off the tape, point, Cats.
Kentucky is either ripping or throwing the ball in a crafty manner when they're in transition, so it's kind of interesting. This is the rotation that Arkansas struggled against Florida with the short serve, and they managed it well. They just didn't score the point that time. And then they get the out serve. It's nice.
This same situation for each of the last 2 service games for Kentucky. It's been a good ball and then a service error. And coaches will tell you 1-to-1, 2-to-1. Service numbers aren't really binary as they seem. It's all about serving tough and pulling your opponent out of system. There's Rutherford. High into the block. Flag goes up, point Cats.
That was a tough set for Grom. She was probably about 15 to 18 feet off the net, threw it over her right shoulder, and then that swing for another high hand swing off the court for a point.
Grom was the 2022 SEC Player of the Year, the 5th straight year that honor has belonged to a Kentucky Wildcat. And she has continued that success this season, leading the country just over 12 assists per set. It's the Kentucky block right now, though, that's doing the work.
Man, they are hitting on all cylinders right now. They're hitting over 375. They get a nice block. It's basically a solo block. She's a little early, but she finds a way to keep her hands on it.
And it's giving Kentucky a 3-point lead here in set number 1. Another short serve. Hogue looking for head, cross court. Taylor Head dropping the hammer.
They've been working on it. They got to that serve receive ball really quickly. There wasn't even a lot of communication because everyone knew where they needed to go. They put it right on top of the setter's head. They ran with tempo, had a nice swing.
Head coming into the match a career best 411 kills. Already with 2 tonight. Service error gives the point back over to the Cats.
Like I said, I'm okay with that from Arkansas right now. If they can keep their middles out of it, they could put resources on the pins to slow down their outsides. I'm okay with that right now, and I think most coaches would be.
Well, you go back to the Georgia match, and that's something that Arkansas struggled to do was point scoring runs. The Bulldogs were able to hold them to 1-1. Hogue looking for head, block back. Getzinger working alongside Grom, and that gives Kentucky a 15-11 lead here in set number 1. Cats on top of the Hogs by 4. The last time these two teams met was on October the 22nd in Lexington, Kentucky. That match emblematic of the way the last 5 has gone, a 5-setter going the way of the Kentucky Wildcats. This has been a close series over the last 5 matches, Ryan. Kentucky has won all of those, but 4 of the last 5 have gone to 5 sets. The only one that didn't was the 4-setter here back in October of last season. It's been such a slim margin, but Kentucky's managed to edge it out every single time.
Yeah, I mean, and I love how Coach Watson, and I said this earlier, he is not shying away from it, and the team knows it, and they know the challenge ahead of them going into today.
I thought it was funny talking to him where he said, naively we thought if we weren't talking about it, the team wasn't talking about it, but they read everything on social media. They're well aware of everything that's going on.
You got to love his humility.
Grom, back row attack for delay. Head, blocked back out of bounds as Arkansas able to side out of the media timeout.
One of the keys to that was Hannah Hogue was on the run, and she kept tempo to that set outside the head, and she was able to take a solid rip, meaning she put it in the perfect location.
Hannah Hogue 3rd in the conference in assists per set. Leading that category is Grom with Caroline Kerr of Tennessee right in the middle. Lamb continues to be on fire. That is her 5th kill in 8 swings.
Yeah, there was not much help there for the setter from Arkansas from a blocking perspective, but it was because Kentucky was in system. They ran it with some tempo. She could take a really solid rip at it.
Getzinger line drive to Gillen. Right back to Jill for a Jill kill.
It started with her pass, too. So she passed, she took an approach, took a nice swing. I've been impressed with her serve receive so far today. She's had some tough ones she's had to handle, and she's found a way to put it where she needed to.
Gillen has done a lot more in the serve receive game this year than she has previously in her career, taking on a very heavy load. A line drive serve from Lawson. Grom back set. Taylor down line. Wow, what a cut.
Yeah, she ripped it. Grom put that in a great spot. I think one of her greatest assets is her ability to set the ball behind her. It looks great. The location looks good. The tempo looks consistent. And Rutherford has a good day when she's giving her that ball.
I know Grom makes it look easy, but why is that set behind her so difficult?
It's just you don't know what you're looking at. You can't see it, you know, and your body's in different positions, and you got to feel it. And she just got great touch and worked it.
Gillen, free pass. There's jousting at the net. Grom serves it up for Taylor. Somehow Arkansas keeps it alive. Grom, Rutherford cross court, kill for Rutherford.
There's that set we were talking about. She was running away from Rutherford, and she kept the tempo.
Tonight, well above her average over just the last 3 matches, as Lamb has helped Kentucky to an 18-13 lead here in set number 1. The Wildcats trying to clinch at least a share of their 7th consecutive SEC title. They would do that with a win here tonight. Gillen, roll shot. Grome, back set for Rutherford, into the block. Good communication by Arkansas. Gillen going right back into the block, but Taylor was there.
What an athletic play. I thought Gillen did a great job just kind of working the situation, putting herself in a good spot, but then the middle just reached over the net and made it tough for her.
Third block of the set for Kentucky, who came into this match second to last in the conference, averaging just 1.89 blocks per set. Evans puts it away.
Yeah, what a great pass. And the middle for Kentucky went to the outside, thinking the ball was going out there, because Arkansas does not set the middles very often. If Arkansas is going to have more success, they're going to set the middles a little bit more and hopefully open up the outsides.
The kill from Evans snaps a 3-0 scoring run by the Cats. Grome tracks it down, goes over to Lamb off the top of the block. Jackson looking for Cartwright, tight to the net. Bevan wants Rutherford, cuts it cross court, flag goes up, point Razorbacks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see if Arkansas gets on a run. I wouldn't be shocked to see Coach Skinner take a quick timeout. For Arkansas, when Hannah Hogue goes back to the line, this is one of their best scoring rotations. It's actually the best. So let's see what he does here pretty soon if Arkansas keeps a run.
Hogue tied with Jill Gillen for the most aces in the conference, 45 for both coming into tonight, as Rutherford able to tool the block.
She found the seam. Kentucky's having a lot of success off hands of Arkansas, so we'll see what adjustments Arkansas makes to that as this match goes.
Is that more Arkansas's blocking, or is it Kentucky's strategy?
I would say Kentucky's in system enough right now. Arkansas is a little bit of a shorter team, so they're going to have to be a little bit more perfect in everything they do to have a good block.
Well, there's no surprise at the size of the Arkansas Razorbacks, undersized at every position, but Maggie Cartwright using that 5'11" frame to find the corner.
It's always nice to see the right side coming in the middle and swinging a ball. She hit it right to the deep corner. Perfect location.
Cartwright showing off the range, having a career best season, 288 kills coming into tonight. Senior out of Kimberly, Wisconsin, is Gillen, too much on the serve. And it stays a 5-point lead in favor of the Cats.
Arkansas staying aggressive at the service line. It's probably something they need to do to change the momentum of this set and the match as a whole.
That is an MO of the Arkansas Razorbacks, is aggressive serving, especially when it comes to Jill Gillen. As Bevan back on the service line for Kentucky. Down the line, Hogue going over to head. Grome able to get to it, but popped it back for the Hogs. Head again, right into Getzinger, who roofed.
When they can get two blockers in front, they're making moves and getting touch. This whole Kentucky staff has to get a lot of credit. DeLay has to get a lot of credit, and of course, last year's SEC Player of the Year, their setter, she probably gets a little bit of credit too.
Kentucky moved to 8-7. They only moved above 500 in the month of October, and it was their win against then number 10 Tennessee. Kentucky went 7-0 in the month of October, and since then the Cats have been on a tear, a 14-match winning streak. Third most in program history is Cartwright cross court. Delay, using a little finesse. Hogue leaves it for Gillen out of the back row. Grome out of the middle, Getzinger, what a big swing. Miss hit from Taylor Head, point Kentucky.
Delay, that's the fourth, fifth, maybe sixth time that when she doesn't get what she wants from a set, she just takes two hands, she jumps, and she throws it somewhere and causes chaos for Arkansas.
Bevan, short float serve. Jackson was there. Hogue leaves it up for Head. Cross court. Bevan got a hand on it, couldn't corral it. Arkansas able to side out.
That was a fun little chess match right there. Arkansas changed their formation where they couldn't pass the short ball with Cartwright, and then Kentucky went for the short serve and got it, but Arkansas prevailed.
Arkansas with some work to do, trailing by 6 here in the first set. Jackson the line drive serve. Grome for Rutherford. Gillen able to get a hand on it, but Kentucky now with set point.
Rutherford's in a great spot right now. She's had some great swings on the pin. That time the pass was perfect. She jumped inside, got right behind the setter, changed the angle for the blockers, and was able to rip at it and score.
Whitworth rotating in as it's set point for the Wildcats here in set number 1. Line drive serve handled by Head. She'll get a rip off the top of the hands. Taylor Head gets another kill as Arkansas staves off set point.
Kentucky's hitting .351 right now. And Arkansas is at 122. That's going to be tough. Arkansas's got to start to figure out the offensive side of the game.
Cartwright trying to start a scoring run. She'll do it with an ace.
We have a great view of that. You hear people talking about it fell off the shelf. Well, it did right there. It dropped about 5 feet within about 4 or 5 feet traveling. That was cool, our little perspective of it.
Not a float, but giving Kentucky a taste of their own short serve medicine. Cartwright, short again, handled by Whitworth. DeLay plays it over. Hogue, Pettis slide. Grome for Getzinger off the top of the block. Hogue over to head. Blocked back. And the set goes the way of the Kentucky Wildcats. Arkansas tried to mount a late run, but it's UK that takes. Arkansas will serve first here in the second set. Hogue, line drive to DeLay. High set to Rutherford, quickly terminates. Kentucky on the board first.
Both teams started in the same rotation that they did in the first set, so a lot of the matchups from an attacker to a blocker, they're going to look very familiar throughout this set. So both coaches are being a little stubborn, saying, hey, these are our best rotations. Let's see what happens this set.
Rutherford coming off of an All-American season, but has played sparingly this year due to injury as Cartwright goes off the top of the block. Rutherford through the block that time, back-to-back kills.
She's heating up, partly because Grome's set is just so good back there, and she can throw it from such a far place. And but they're getting the matchups they want. I don't mean stubborn in a bad way for the coaches. They have what they want. Now they just have to go execute.
A short float serve. Hogue goes back to Gillen. Roof. Getzinger working with Rutherford. The block of Kentucky has been excellent so far.
I caught the tail end of that, but it looked like the middle Getzinger was already outside. Arkansas likes to run with tempo, but if the middle is already there, basically, it's going to be a tough.
Getzinger had 53 block assists coming in as Kentucky out to a 4-0 lead off the back of the ace.
I feel like Kentucky might be a little frustrated with maybe their blocking numbers, or they've been hearing about it from people such as ourselves. So maybe they said, you know what, we need to fix this before we get into the postseason.
Listen, I just tell people what's happening. You're the one that's explaining why things are happening. Out of the middle, Pettis. Grome looking for DeLay. That's a rip. Jousting, Pettis puts it back. Grome middle attack. This time, somehow Arkansas kept that ball alive. I don't know how that ball didn't touch the floor. DeLay, though, finally able to end the point.
Hannah Hogue, she made an unbelievable dig. She didn't get rewarded for it in the end, but that was one of the more special digs we'll see tonight.
That wasn't even a pancake. That's just I got a finger underneath the ball. Looking like a hockey goalie out there. But it's still a 5-0 lead for the Wildcats. Hogue back set for Cartwright. Tried to pop it over. Rutherford, finesse, pushed back. There's Gillen. Jill Gillen, for all the talk about her attacking, is an excellent blocker as well.
Yeah, she's technically, just like her approach on her block is pretty technically sound, and she's obviously athletic as can be, and this is just an athletic play.
Gillen talked about the team testing and how high she can jump in terms of touching over 10 feet. Gillen, the all-time ace leader, adding to that. But Gillen said she gets mad when she can't dunk a basketball because she feels like she should be able to get up that high.
That's impressive. Just that mentality. Maybe that's why she can jump so high. It's impressive.
Well, Gillen has that killer's mentality. As another service error gives the point back to the Cats.
Here's Arkansas's rotation 2. Let's see if they try to serve short in again. See how Cartwright is scooped back. She's at the 10-foot line ready to pass the ball in case they go short. See what happens.
It is Whitworth back on the service line for Kentucky. Had a couple of short serves in that first set. That time goes line drive. Hogue middle attack. Pettis terminates. Or excuse me, that's Evans.
There's that serve receive for Arkansas. That's what they're going to need. They're going to need to try to establish the middles a little bit. Jill Gill is going to have to keep fighting like she is right now, and that's how they're going to have to find their way back into the set and match.
Evans was an integral part of that match in Lexington as Jackson with the service error. But Evans was playing well. She went down in that second set, and Jason Watson said you could just feel the momentum shift when Evans had to come out, and they went to Lorna Hayes, and it was never the same moving forward.
Yeah, she's the best blocker on their team. You know, when you're playing a big physical team like Kentucky that's an offensive juggernaut, you want your best blocker out there.
Delay, serve to Gillen. Hogue. That time Pettis out of the middle gets the touch. So the middles for Arkansas starting to get a little bit more involved here.
Yeah, Jill Gill was leaning to her left, falling down, made a great pass, and then look, Kentucky had their pin blockers all the way out, and they were able to go one-on-one and get a kill.
Pettis, the transfer from Mississippi State out of Houston, Texas. Cartwright with the serve. Grom, quick back set for Getzinger. Just long. Point Razorbacks as they have battled back within 2.
Let's see if Grom goes back to her in this situation. It was a nice rip. Let's see if she goes back to her. I'm interested.
Do you think Grom should go back to Getzinger?
It depends on the situation, but it would be nice given the control of the match so far, but nope.
That time Grom went to Lamb. Pettis, finesse, dug out by Bevan. Lamb tried to tip it back. Bevan leaves it up for Lamb a third time. Doesn't catch the hands. Hogs back within 1.
That's Kentucky got another great swing. She mishit it, but another situation where they throw the ball into the block, they get it back, and they get a good rip at it. They just missed that time.
First attack error of the match committed by Aaron Lamb. Still has 5 kills for the Cats. Delay out of the back row, terminates quickly.
And that's huge for the future of this match, because now as blockers for Arkansas, they have to respect that. And that's a 2-hitter situation for them. But now it's all of a sudden a 3-hitter situation, and then it gets a lot harder to block the whole court.
5th kill of the match for Brooklyn Delay. Hogue backs at Pettis on the slide. Initially, one of the line judges ruled a touch. Waved it off. It is a point for Kentucky. It's 9-6 in favor of the Cats. Getzinger short float serve. Gillen has to come sliding in. Ho goes over on 2. Too much. It's a 4-point Kentucky lead.
You can see the experience for Jill Gill. She saw that short serve coming. She was not going to let it hit the floor. And it really wasn't that bad of a pass. Hogue just made a mistake, but I like the aggressiveness there.
Float serve again from Getzinger. Head handles it this time. Gets right back to her. Deep in the court, Whitworth tracks it down. Tight to the net. Lamb able to get on top. What a rip.
Wow, that ball was inside. She got on top of it, and she ripped it. Just lucky that wasn't a concussion for left front for Arkansas on that one.
And just absolutely going over the head of Head and Courtney Jackson. As Getzinger still on the service line. The service error gives the point back to the Razorbacks.
The look on her face after that, she really wanted that one. She knew 12-6 off an ace would be a good start.
Well, instead, it is 11-7. Kentucky still with a sizable lead. Already took the first set, 25-19. Block back.
Jill Gill is fighting. I'm loving watching her right now. Their team is struggling. They're not playing the best, but she is trying to find a way to will her team to get back into this set and match.
Jason Watson tells a story about Jill Gillen that when she was in the early parts of her career as Lamb pushes that ball over, Gillen would get upset in practice if it wasn't a clean winner. That's how much, point Kentucky, that's how much Gillen loves to compete and win.
You can tell. I mean, competitors come out in big moments, and she is doing everything she can right now to put her team in a better position. She just looked at her setter and just kind of shook her head yes. Be interesting to see if she actually sets her.
This rotation for Arkansas has played together so much. Jason Watson says they communicate in ways they've never even talked about in practice. Pettis off the slide, too much. Another point from Kentucky. And they are on top of Arkansas 13-8 in what feels like could be a dangerous moment. And Jason Watson feels it too. He calls a timeout. His team trailing by marker, besting it tonight. As Whitworth, the shorter serve. Hogue tracks it down. Gillen blocked back out of bounds. And just like set number 1, Arkansas able to side out immediately after a timeout.
Yeah, there was 4 hands that were perfectly set up, but Jill Gill found a way to tool it outside. The middle for Kentucky in that rotation, they're leaving, and they're just saying, we're going out to Jill Gill. They left Sanaya Pettis one-on-one. They still went outside with set.
Well, Craig Skinner has the challenge card out. He is challenging the call. And I believe he said he was challenging whether or not there was a touch. Ryan, did you see anything in the moment that would warrant a challenge?
At first, I thought it might have hit Gillen on the way out, but I wasn't sure, and we don't have a great perspective. Maybe we do here. Ooh, it looks like it got her.
They're looking at that left arm of Gillen as the ball is coming back down.
I never try to predict these, though. They never take to get Coach Skinner out there. That's the question.
Oh, the call is overturned. There was a touch on Gillen. So instead of being a 13-9, it is instead 14-8 in favor of Kentucky. And even though, Ryan, it seems like just a 1-point difference, to have it be a 6-point advantage here midway through the set, Kentucky feels like they are really taking a stranglehold here in set number 2.
They are. They're just continuing the pressure, and Arkansas's offensive numbers have gotten even worse right now, so we'll see what happens.
Hogue leaves it up for Gillen. Tapped over. Is Grown looking for Teeler, blocked back. Jousting at the net. Lamb down line, easily in the court as Cartwright ducks. It's 15-8 in favor of the Wildcats. I want to go back to what you just said. You said Arkansas needs to find something offensively. What do the Razorbacks need to do to get back into an offensive rhythm?
Well, at the beginning of the set, they tried to get the middles involved a little bit more, but they've gone away from it because they wanted to ride Jill Gill with her competitive nature. Right here, I wouldn't be shocked to see him back set to Cartwright. No, they back set to Sanaya instead. She gets the kill.
It was a back set just to Pettis. Running those middles, though, off of the slide, again, paying immediate dividends.
Yeah, that's nice. And you knew that they were probably going away from Jill Gill a little bit because they'd set her so many balls recently. And that's what they need. They need to establish the middle just a little bit more to open up some things so Kentucky just can't completely commit to defending certain attackers.
Arkansas hitting below 100. Meanwhile, Kentucky 268 for the match as Lamb, a big reason why, just catches the line. Arkansas turning and looking over at Jason Watson saying that should be a challenge. And here's the answer to your question. Do you really short review as the R2 is already talking to the scoring judge? And the call is overturned in favor of Arkansas. That is Joseph Gustafson, our R2, R1 tonight, Ronald Pelham.
There's a reason why almost all 6 players yelled out. It's one thing if it's 1 or 2 and it's their responsibility and they messed up, it's a little easier, but with the whole team yells out, it's probably a good thing to trust your players on that one.
So both teams have had calls overturned here in this set. 5-point Kentucky lead. Lamb tipped over. Hogue looking for Gillen off the top of the block. Point and kill for Joe Gillen.
The ability to swing off the top of the block for her height, I'm sure Arkansas fans have heard it all year long, but man, it's something special to watch in person.
Gillen standing at just 5'7", was not recruited by anyone other than a Division II school out of high school. Jason Watson, the only Division I coach to offer her, said, "You're going to come for me and you're going to hit." She'll get another opportunity. Went down line, delay, dug it out. Lamb off the top of the block. Cartwright saves it. Gillen! That roof for Kentucky has been so solid.
Yeah, I mean, they knew exactly where the ball was going. They had all 4 hands there, and they executed. You got to give Jill Gill a lot of credit. She's trying to find every way to get this job done, but it's a tough feat with those 4 hands in front of you.
We haven't seen Gillen do a lot of finesse shots. Would you like to see her go more off speed instead of trying to power through the block? Yeah,
but it's hard because right back for Kentucky, she scoots into the court, so she takes a little bit of that donut. And, you know, Kentucky's a great defensive team. They built this program with great defense. So, yeah, maybe they don't have the stats that some other teams in this league have from a defensive perspective, but they've always been a great defensive program. And just because their offense is great doesn't mean their defense isn't good as well.
Tuzzo with an ace a moment ago. Head takes the serve. Hogue puts it up for Gillen. There's the finesse. Kentucky was ready. Delay. Into the middle. Head had to dig it out. Gillen blocked back. And again, it's Teeler and Rutherford, the 9th block of the match for the Wildcats.
Another timeout for them, which they both come from the same system. And so I feel like it was pretty seamless for both of them.
If you're going to bring in a new head coach, someone who's been to 13 NCAA tournaments, not a bad person to bring in. Is Arkansas able to side out?
Yeah, that's always helpful to have that experience. Because as the head coaches, we get a little crazy as the season goes. And it's nice to have another one there that's like, hey, You might think about that a little differently.
You have to have the good coach, bad coach, right?
That's part of it sometimes. Sometimes you just need a weight coach and not a weight coach.
Delay, drop the hammer. Great dig from Jackson. Head pops it over. Grome wants Delay again. This time finds some court. Point Kentucky.
I feel like Coach Skinner was trying to tell us something with that dig to kill comment in our coaches meeting earlier this week. He just said people are sleeping on our ability to dig to kill or maybe undervaluing it, and they're showing that today. 22
kills in the match for the Cats. They lead 19-12 in the second set. Middle attack, Evans. Grome back set for Rutherford cross court. Hogue tracks it down, leaves it for Gillen off the top of the block. Jill Kill, 6-point deficit.
Did you make that up today, Jill Kill? That's impressive.
No.
I love it.
Well, considering Jill Gillen is coming in on 2,000 career kills, I think we've been saying Jill Kill for quite a while here in Fayetteville. And it is Gillen on the service line. Line drive serve. Grome tight to the net. Somehow Getzinger gets it over. How about the body control there?
Yeah, Grome did a great job. She was in control the whole time. She easily could have got into a tricky situation, and she just lightly touched the ball to her middle, and she trusted that her middle was going to be there, and Getzinger was. And they found a way to score a point.
Getzinger moves so well on that point, 6'4", but made it look effortless as Kentucky opens up a 7-point lead. Deep serve. Hogue puts it up for head. Getzinger doing work.
I think their blocking numbers are going to go up after today.
Kind of have to, right?
Yeah, it's just, and again, it's two blockers right there, and then they can make the moves. They're not reaching in anything to fill the seam with their hands. Their body's already there, and then they're playing games with the attacker.
Ace by Whitworth. Kentucky in complete control here in set number 2.
This is one of those sets as a coach, you're just trying to figure out, okay, what happens next set? How do we try to get some momentum, but what are the adjustments we're going to have to make for the next set?
Whitworth line drive. Almost a miscommunication there from Arkansas's Hogue goes sliding out of bounds. Delay. Deep in the court, all Gillen can do is watch. It's a 10-point lead for the Cats.
It's kind of interesting watching both these teams. The energy level is definitely something that you can tell. Anyone in this gym can tell that Kentucky is loose. They got a lot of energy. Arkansas is looking a little fatigued right now, and they're going to have to find a way to dig out of that.
And the energy definitely palpable during that timeout when Kentucky was dancing. His head rolls it over. Back set Getzinger, miscommunication. That's rare between Grome and any of her attackers.
Yeah, I missed it. I was watching Coach Watson over here he's getting those wheels spinning, trying to figure out what to do for the third set.
And just a little bit out of the reach there of Getzinger. Arkansas able to side out, still trailing by 9. Jackson, deep serve. Grome right back to Getzinger. This time terminates on the line. Set point Cats.
Talk about the confidence there to go from completely missing to saying, you know what, I'm going right back to her. Not only did she swing, she swung hard and it was down the line.
Well, this Kentucky team returns 11 starters from the team last year that went to the regional semifinal. That plays into that confidence. As Delay, the phenomenal freshman, serving for the set. Hogue, middle attack. Grome tracks it down. Lamb off the top of the block. Point Kentucky as they take set number 2 in decisive fashion. 25-14. Kentucky on top of Arkansas, 2-0.
Shift to the SEC for the first time, and she seems to be handling the pressure well.
If you're Kentucky, or I should say if you're Arkansas and you said Brooklyn Delay is only going to have 7 kills through 2 sets, you'd probably take that. But it has been all Cats. You saw the stats just there as Kentucky up 2-0. Gillen rolled. Delay was right there waiting. Grome, quick attack. Teeler out of the middle. Attack air gives the point to the Hogs.
Yeah, Grome is trying to get Teeler involved. As you look at the kills, they're coming from the pins for Kentucky. Going into the match, I would have told you that if Teeler is on fire, they're going to be playing great. But she hasn't been getting as many kills, and they're still on fire.
Kentucky hitting .261 compared to just .014 for Arkansas. Grome back set. Rutherford off the top of the block. Tracked down from head. Nice defensive play as Gillen gets a rip. Into the stands it goes. Jill Kill makes it 2-0.
She's still fighting. That had some speed on the ball. And instead of left back, went flying into the stands. That was impressive. She went thumb down at the last minute, hit the left side of the ball, and that's hard to read for a left back defender.
Gillen leading the way for Arkansas, 6 kills. Service error gets Kentucky on the board here in set number 3. 5th service error of the match for Arkansas. And Ryan, again, I know you take some of those service errors with the service aces, especially with as aggressive as Arkansas is from the service line, but it feels like the Hogs aren't in a position to give away free points.
Yeah, and that's a double-edged sword because you need something to get going into the game, and maybe Kentucky's rolling so much, maybe you get them second-guessing themselves in serve receive, and so maybe that's your only hope back into the set or match. And so if the defense isn't going to get it done right now, maybe you can at least serve your way back into this.
Well, the player for Kentucky Arkansas doesn't want to see rolling is Delay. Her 8th kill of the match, short float serve handled by Gillen. Back set, Cartwright trying to get the corner just a little bit too long as Kentucky takes the lead.
I really like that decision for Hogue. Cartwright just missed it a little bit, but I love the decision. She had one blocker in front of her, and the location looked pretty good because she swung hard, but just missed a little misexecution.
Already the 17th attack error committed by Arkansas. Another short serve, that one a little too short from Bevan. 3-all.
Well, now Arkansas has rotation 1 that they love to play in. Can they get going here and get a lead against rotation 3 for Kentucky? So we'll see what happens here.
Which rotation should be favored here?
Rotation 1 for Arkansas is definitely their best, but in Kentucky 3 is a pretty in the middle of the road for them. So I would give Arkansas that, but Delay makes a play.
To say middle of the road for Kentucky, and Delay still better than most teams out there, is Delay easily able to point score.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And there's another, that's a crafty play. She's not playing like a freshman. Her feet weren't there. She was a little early, maybe a little to her left, and she just finds a way to score a point.
Craig Skinner called Delay such a high IQ volleyball player as the error ties things back up at 4. Gillen back on the service line. 6 kills for Gillen, 24 swings. 5 digs, 2 blocks, and a service ace in what will be her final home match. Getsing her off the slide, cross-court Hogue somehow got it. Grome getsing her second time. Popped up, close to the net. Arkansas retakes the lead.
I feel like that was the first play today that the Delay didn't make in a random scramble situation. She really couldn't get out of it based on where the ball was at, but for some reason I just expected her to make the play based on the rest of the earlier today.
Well, you feel that way watching Delay and Gillen just because of their athleticism and skill. Delay will get another chance. Tuzzo pops it up. Delay, second time. Hogue leaves it for Cartwright. Tools the block, point Razorbacks.
There we go. Cartwright, we need Cartwright to get going if you're Arkansas and Taylor Head. Both of those girls are hitting 0.59 right now. That's way below their average. So that's the good news for Arkansas is they're sitting here at 6-4 and they're not playing as well as they have previously in the season. So maybe they can get things going a little bit.
Ace for Gillen. It's a 3-point Arkansas lead.
There's that aggressive serving we talked about. Can it get them back into this match?
With Gillen on the service line, Arkansas on a 3-0 scoring run. Tough serve again, Whitworth able to handle it. Grome looking for Delay. Hogue, high set for Cartwright, pops it over. Whitworth punches it. Great defensive play by Kentucky. Cartwright to Bevan. Grome guessing her off the slide, blocked. Taylor Head blocked solo.
Well, we've said her name twice here in the last couple seconds, and that's what this Arkansas team needs to get the energy in this building moving in the right direction to fire them up, because fatigue is definitely a factor at this time of the year.
Just the 3rd block solo of the year for Taylor Head. Error by Gillen. UK able to side out. If you're Arkansas, you look at that point score as a positive.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a situation, based on the first 2 sets, you're really happy right now. Here's another critical moment. They're back to that rotation 2 that they struggled on Sunday. See what they do with it.
Delay, deep serve handled by Gillen. Looking for Head, who terminates. Point Razorbacks, it's their largest lead of the night.
If we want to see this thing turn around for Arkansas, Jill Gill with the perfect pass, Taylor Head with the perfect swing.
It has been Head and Gillen who have been leading this team offensively this season and last season as well, as Jackson line drive. Grome looking for Lamb, who just has to push it over. Cartwright. Too much.
Too much. Yeah, she seems to be a little bit up under the ball, meaning she's getting a little bit too close to the net, and she's on her way down sometimes. And then when you're up under, it's easier to hit the ball out. And so it's happened a few times. See if she can keep the ball in front of her and keep the pace on it.
How does Cartwright make the adjustment to keep the ball in front of her?
Usually it's just a patience thing when you take your first step. She's trying to do a lot right now. They're all trying to force it to get back into the set, so maybe it's just a patience thing. It might be a set location thing as well.
Whitworth able to track it down, delay, plays the free ball over. Hogue looking for Head. Tipped off the top of the block. Grome, back row attack, delay. Jackson can't make the dig. Point, Kentucky.
Are we sure she's a freshman? That was impressive.
The delay certainly does not play like a freshman. When you talk about impressive, though, you have to give credit to the defensive effort of Audrey Whitworth there in the middle of that play.
Yeah, she went for it.
Short serve. Hogue looking for Cartwright again, this time able to split the defense for the point.
Yeah, if you look at that swing, when her hand contacted the ball, it was a little bit out in front of her face. It was a little bit, gave her a better angle to keep the ball in play. She's been putting pace on it all night, and now it's just starting to get the ball in the court a little more.
Cartwright averaging 2.8 kills per set this season. Has been asked to take on a bigger load, playing 6 rotations this year, as Grome leaves it for Teeler. Free ball, easy put away for Lamb.
Arkansas tried to make the play, but just at least the effort's there. It was a little bit of a scramble play once she dug it, and the athleticism of Kentucky made it work.
Sometimes those free balls, though, are the hardest ones to put away because your eyes get so big as it comes over the net. Grome, deep serve. Hogue for Head, popped over. Grome leaving it for Rutherford. That left hand is such a difficult read for the defenders.
Yeah, it's just a little different sometimes if you're not used to playing lefties over there, but Rutherford's having a nice match. She sat off a match just a few days ago. She looks a little more rested, and she's having a great match for Kentucky.
8 kills on 18 swings for Reagan Rutherford. Back step, Pettis off the slide, push back from Lamb. Net violation by the Hogs. We're tied at 10.
Arkansas is a little confused on this call. I don't know if he called in the net or under. And we'll see if we can see in the replay. It looks like he's calling under.
Right foot of Pettis. It's 10-all here in set number 3 with Kentucky leading 2-0. Head cross court dug out by Bevan almost. Just a little bit too much pace from Taylor Head.
Yeah, I was noticing just a couple of plays ago, Taylor Head, just her whole demeanor, her energy, the look on her face, it looks like she's really wanting this and getting into it. And so maybe she had to give herself a little pep talk, but her whole demeanor looks a little different right now.
Just under 4 kills per set for Head this season. Teeler off the side of the block. Kentucky immediately sides out.
I was expecting Kentucky to get Teeler involved in the match a little more, but it's going the opposite way. And their pins were doing so well, and now they're coming back to her. And look, Arkansas was trying to dive back into that block because they haven't been setting it as much.
I was going to say, is that just a factor of Kentucky not needing Teeler as much tonight?
Hey, you don't know their game plan. It might have been that, or they might have just wanted to establish the pins and then see what happens.
Pettis off of the slide. Grome for Rutherford off the pin. Too much. Point Razorbacks.
Yeah, Grome really kind of forced it on that one a little bit. It really wasn't that bad of a set given the situation. It's impressive what she can do with the ball, but it was a little off the net. Rutherford was a little bit up under the ball and got the ball out of bounds.
Grome has been 20-plus assists in every match, already 27 here tonight as that rolls over the pancake dig from Bevan. What a play. Oh, looking for Gillen, just pushes that ball over. Popped up, tipped back. Tuzzo, delay, blocked, Evans and Hogue.
There is Zoe Evans with a nice block. She leads this team in blocks. We haven't been able to say her name yet, but the way she dove into the middle of the court, that was impressive.
111 total blocks for Zoe Evans this season. Has been an integral part of the middles after Arkansas rather had to replace both Abigail Archibong and Tatum Shipes off of last year's team. Teeler trying to cut it out of bounds as Arkansas extends the lead to 3.
She had it, she ripped at it, she just missed it. She was looking at the line judge saying, please give it to me, but she didn't get it that time.
The R1 said it was indeed out as Jada Lawson, the junior from North Little Rock, Arkansas, stands on the service line. Grome looking for delay. Down line, popped back over and out of bounds, but that's the power of Brooklyn Delay right there.
Yeah, I don't know if Grome saw the matchup. I'm sure she did. She's the SEC Player of the Year last year. But if you look at the size of Arkansas setter and Hogue and Delay, there's definitely a size difference. She pushed it all the way to the pin and was able to hit down the line.
Delay standing 6'2", meanwhile Hogue 5'8". Out of the middle, dug out by Bevan. Rutherford into the chest of Jackson. Somehow Arkansas keeps it alive. Grome looking for Rutherford again, this time right in front of Jackson for the kill.
Wow. Just as soon as Arkansas makes a play, Kentucky comes back with a swing down the line like that. And those are the type of plays that are just a little demoralizing for Arkansas as you're trying to get things rolling.
You took the word right out of my mouth. I was going to ask you how demoralizing is it to make great plays only to have them answered. As Getzinger comes out of the middle. Grome looking for delay again off the top of the block. Gillen punches it over. Great job from Gillen to track it down, but Delay will get another rip. No one's getting that one as it's into the stands. Kentucky has tied it at 14.
Another swing down the line for Delay. She's matched up with Hogue, and it's but Grome from Kentucky is doing a great job setting the ball a little bit wider to give her that opportunity to go down the line. And when she leans to the left, that's tough to stop.
So if you're Arkansas, how do you counteract Delay going down the line?
It's tough. You're going to have to put resources behind and hope you come up with a play.
Hogue set behind Gillen. Nice adjustment. Rutherford will get a rip. Cross court dug out. Jousting. Punched over by Getzinger. Crowd wanted 4 touches. And indeed, this is going to cause some confusion, some chaos, and some questioning because the point played on before the whistle was blown, and Craig Skinner immediately out of his seat to talk to on a match that has SEC championship implications. As Delay rips off of head. The terminating swing ties it at 15.
Arkansas got exactly what they wanted. They're in rotation 1. They serve aggressive. They get an out-of-system ball. Delay waits and goes and rips over the block for a kill. I mean, that is demoralizing as you're trying to get some momentum, but Arkansas is in a much better place than they were 20 minutes ago.
Of the 10 kills that Kentucky has in this third set, Brooklyn Delay has 5 of them. Already with 13 kills for the match, her 9th straight in double figures. Getzinger thought she had the block on the first attempt, gets it on the second, as now Kentucky up to 12 blocks in the match.
Courtney Jackson did a great job covering that ball. They had a little miscommunication. Let's see if they can side out now.
Kentucky takes the 16-15 lead. Gillen off the top of the block. Gillen going finesse to tie it at 16.
She's finding new ways to score. She kind of waited a little bit on the tip. She was kind of on her way down just a bit, changed the timing for the block and rattled it through the block for the point. 7th
kill of the match for Gillen. 16 all. Kentucky took both set 1 and set 2. Grome leaving it for Delay, high set. Hogue running interference, pushed from head. Grome leaving it for Getzinger on the slide. Back set, Cartwright. What a shot. Cartwright absolutely dropping the hammer.
Wow. She had a one-on-one block. Delay reached to the left, I believe, just a little bit, and she got it right inside her. And Delay didn't even reach that far to the left. That is just a high-level swing.
Well, back and forth we go here in this battle in the barn. Arkansas on top here in set number 3, 17-16. Cartwright 10 digs. As Gillen back on the service line. Grome tight to the net. Bodies everywhere. Delay gonna have to play it over. Jackson back set for head. Off the top of the block. Delay keeps it alive. Cartwright finishes. Point Razorbacks.
Another scramble play where the opposite team that doesn't make the great scramble comes up with a nice swing on the overpass.
Craig Skinner wants to take a timeout as Arkansas holding on to a 2-point advantage over the Kentucky Wildcats. Arkansas trying to force at least a set for Ryan. What is Arkansas?
And they're having success tonight because of it.
Arkansas having more success here in set number 3 as the Razorbacks on top of Kentucky 18-16. This is the latest in a set that Arkansas has led. They led 4-1 in set number 1 before Kentucky went on a run. And they did not lead at all in set number 2. As Gillen, another deep serve. Tracked down from Grome, leaves it for delay. Cross court. Jackson can't make the dig as Kentucky sides out.
Arkansas, great serve out of system. Delay does her thing again. It was impressive. High ball, she waited. She ripped it cross court and took some momentum away from Arkansas.
Delay continuing to add to her total. 14 kills now for the freshman, hitting .343 in the match. Hogue leaves it for Head. Quick set, quick kill.
Good pass, in system set. There's some tempo. There's not 4 hands in front of her. She can find a kill.
1, 2, 3 volleyball, right?
Yeah, it's that simple. Can't we just all do it every time?
I'm sure that's what players are thinking every single time.
I know that's what coaches are thinking.
How many times have you thought that over the course of your career?
It's a simple game, people. Come on.
Well, certainly at this level, these players make it look simple as Jackson deep in the court. Bevan lifts it up. Lamb, long run off the top of the block. Lamb gets the kill. After a quiet second set, Aaron Lamb coming back.
Yeah, we haven't heard your name very much, just like you mentioned, but another out-of-system situation. They didn't do a good job, but step, close, rip, scoring.
5th match of the year for Aaron Lamb with double-figure kills. Gotten back within 1. Head went with a tip. Grome, delay out of the back row. Triple block from Arkansas. Gillen, great play. Head right into the block. Kentucky has battled back to tie it at 19.
Their blocking numbers are definitely going to be improved. Coaches are going to be happy about that. The blocking coach is going to feel like they did their job this week. They're going to rest a little better tonight.
That ties the most blocks in a match for Kentucky this season. That's the 13th. They posted 13 blocks in a loss to Pitt earlier this year as Getzinger immediately service error into the net. Kentucky the first to 20.
If you're looking at this match right now, Arkansas has gone on to the 2-hitter situation, so it'll be interesting if Kentucky can capitalize on that.
Cartwright, deep serve. Grome, high set over to Lamb, sets and kills the 11th kill of the night for Aaron Lamb.
It's a great set by Grome. I don't think we say her name enough. Setter on the other side, just went front row. She utilized her tall outside hitter. Nice swing right down the seam. Nice easy kill.
Grome showing why she's leading the country in assists per set. 32 assists tonight. Hogue back set. Pettis down line. Flag goes up.
They're calling Kentucky in the net. It was kind of random and all the way on the other side of the court, so everyone's a little confused. The net was bouncing pretty hard. I don't know if she tripped, fell into the net. It had nothing to do with the play, but really, really interesting play.
Well, that could prove pivotal.
Oh, it was on the block. Never mind.
Lamb into the net, gives the point to Arkansas. But Kentucky gets a touch right back.
Such a smooth swing right over the top of the block into the deep corner. It looked like she doesn't even have to work at it. The ball's in the perfect spot. Grome's just such a special setter when she sets behind her.
Kentucky now with 3 hitters and double-digit kills. That was the 10th of the night for Rutherford. It's Tuzzo. Jackson was there. Set off the top of the block, headed our way. Another kill for Joe Gillen.
That's a huge swing because that's Kentucky's best rotation. They score points in that rotation at a really high level. Jill Gill probably knows that. She's experienced enough. She found a way to get out of that rotation. They only have 1 more rotation with 2 hitters, and they can bring back 3 hitters.
It's been a tough night for Gillen. 8 kills, 29 attempts, 8 attack errors, but getting kills when they mean something as a service error by Lawson gives it right back over to the Cats, and we're tied at 22. This is red zone time if you're Arkansas.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they do.
What should they do?
They're probably going to Jill Gill. Will Jill Gill maybe jump inside a little bit? We'll see, but I think everyone in the gym thinks the ball is going outside. We'll see.
It is going to Gillen, cross court. Great stab from Tuzzo, but it's a kill for Gillen.
She kind of dropped her elbow at the last minute. I thought she was going to get blocked, and then just drove the ball to the deep corner and found a way.
Craig Skinner talking to Eleanor Bevan and Rutherford, and then walking over. The call will stand. It is a point for the Razorbacks.
They did not have much emotion about it, so I bet that was one of the things they said to the team. Hey, worst case, this is a timeout. This is what we want to do in this side out. Because this is Arkansas's rotation one. This is their best serving rotation in terms of scoring points. So a little breather right there is not a bad idea.
Arkansas within 2 points of the set. Rome back set. Rutherford. Jackson able to get a hand on it. Tracked down from Hogue. Head plays it over. This time Grome wants Rutherford again off the block. Somehow Jackson gets to it. Gillen, roll shot. Grome for delay, off the top of the block. Pancake, 3 fantastic defensive plays. Tuzzo with another. Delay, kept alive, but finally delay ends the rally with a point.
That was the best point of the match. I mean, not only because of the score, but the amount of defensive plays, people flying all over the court, the trust of Grome to set Rutherford twice at the beginning of it, and then we just got rally after rally, the pancake. That was fun to watch.
Arkansas doing everything they can defensively to try and get the points. But it is Kentucky Athletes Unlimited. You look at the fans that have come out across the country for volleyball matches this year, and it just speaks to the game and where it's trending for both fans and players and the sport as a whole.
Yeah, grassroots is there. Now we got to get to the pro level and elite college players, and we'll see it over time explode.
Whitworth. Hogue for Gillen. Off the top of the block, Grome Getzinger off the slide, cross court, dug out. Gillen again. Great stab from Tuzzo. Getzinger down line. Gillen still alive. Dump from Grome. Gillen finally gets the kill. Arkansas with set point.
Where does Jill Gill find the energy to transition and keep jumping and keep jumping? Jackson with some amazing digs for Arkansas. Kentucky doing the same thing as well. It's a pleasure to watch this match.
Each point is at least 3 digs in the rally as we've got a whistle. Gillen got to tie the shoe. And it's fitting that after that kill, it's Gillen that rotates back on the service line with set point for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, and right now you got delay on the outside. You got Cartwright as the blocker in front of her. We'll see what they do. I wouldn't be shocked to see Grome go to either Getzinger or delay. But we got a little conversation here. Let's see what's going on.
Well, it seems they will delay no further as Gillen is ready to go.
Let's see what you did there.
Try. Grome for delay off the top of the block. Hogue back set, Cartwright cross court. Delay. Saved by Jackson, but it's out of bounds. Kentucky ties it at 24.
Zoe Evans did a great job on the first ball side out. It might have been overlooked, but number 44, Zoe Evans, had a great touch on the block to extend that rally, but then delay. The rally might have been delayed, but she finished it in the end.
24 all. All sets must be won by 2 points. Kentucky has taken the first 2 with delay on the service line. Jackson handles it. Hogue wants head. Cross court, Bevan able to make the dig. Jousting. Getzinger puts it away. Kentucky with match point.
Well, Grome set that up a few plays earlier where she dumped it. So that time she went up in the air, and they had to respect in a way to come up with this set in a rotation that they've struggled with.
Well, it is delay on the service line as Kentucky with match point. Jackson, free ball put away from Lamb, and at least part of lucky number 7 for the Kentucky Wildcats. They clinch at least a share of the SEC championship with a 3-set sweep over the Arkansas Razorbacks.
The
चल के बा बंदे के सारी रात होके कितनो दिन तो ठंडे बाटे फलल आइल बाटे तो मंडे के
भंगिया तो है सिर्फ संडे के अब कोने हमारे इंतजार किसन संडे के
ऋषभ रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो सिमरा।